Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome to today's episode of Top Deck, my friends. We are covering a top 1000 Dimir control deck by Aeneas. So congratulations, Aeneas, on hitting the top 1000 here. I know this was at the end, towards the end of last season, but love the deck. Wanted to cover this, and I know that we have not covered you specifically before, so I think it's a great opportunity for us. So with that, Planeswalkers, we have a lot to go over today, as always, so I appreciate your support. Please feel free to check out the timestamps down below where we do drill into the deck list strategy objective. We'll cover the sideboard for best of 3, and then we'll also go ahead and play some competitive Magic here in both best of 1 and best of 3. And then we'll close out with a nice little afterthought in where this may sit in the meta. So if you do happen to have questions or comments throughout the video, please feel free to let me know down below. Love hearing from you. And then on top of that, you can absolutely hop in the Discord server. That information is available for you in the details. So with that, Planeswalkers, right before we hop into the list here, I just want to say thank you. As always, I truly appreciate your support. Feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there, and additionally like the video if you enjoy it, my friends. So with that, this is what we do have going on. We got a Dimir, technically Yorion control deck here. So Yorion's that lovely blanker guy that we got going on up here as our legendary companion creature. Having us in terms of constraints, some people view it as a positive 80 card deck. So with that, the key with the Dimir control deck is really about locking things down and getting to that late game. Really here is exactly that. I really like seeing the heavy 2-drop slot. We got the ability to go find things. We got the ability to reload our counter spell magic, our direct kill spell magic, and keep things rinsed and refreshed. We can go draw things with Behold the Multiverse. The scry draw is very powerful. Additionally, a huge pickup here from Kaldheim is Graven Lore. So this is a big component of this deck. We can scry X, where X is the amount of snow spent to cast it, then draw 3 cards. Add instant speed, the ability to find answer if we need to. Same thing with Behold the Multiverse. So keep that in mind, folks, because this can be really, really important. At the top end, though, really our win conditions. One, obviously, Yorion can work. Also, Ashiok's a big one, and then Shark Typhoon. So really what you want to do is if you get these guys on the board, you want to be able to protect them. There's not too much enchantment hate out there right now, so you slam this and you can still get through that turn, and then you have that ability to keep making a bunch of flying sharks is going to be a nice little win condition there for you. So a very, very nice thought out deck here. Again, top 1000 deck. Looking forward to playing this primarily best of 3 as well. So that is the strategy. That is the objective of this deck, really locking things down, holding things down, finding the answers, playing the answers, and then continuing to either one for many with some of these cards like these, really, really enabling the deck, and then additionally hammering home with the top end team here. So with that, we are going to dive into the sideboard here because it's important, obviously, for a best of 3. So quickly, we'll go over these things. And I like to walk through it in terms of an aggro, a mid-range, and a late game perspective, which is exactly how we're going to do it today. If you would like to, Aeneas posted a nice strategy in terms of a more specific sideboard guide. You guys can absolutely check that out. I've looked at it. It looks great. So nice work, Aeneas. I always like to call those things out as well. So in terms of aggro, these are really like the mono red decks. They're the mono white aggro. We can consider some, early game to mid-range game decks like mono white. We'll run that more in best of 1 versus best of 3 mono white life gain. Additionally, my friends, these are things like the Boros aggro decks that you will hit. Also, that could be knights. That can be the equipment decks now as well with the warriors. Also, you're going to run into things like the Naya aggro version. Obviously, we have the adventure version too, so just keep an eye on some of those items. So with that, really what your focus is going to be on is flipping in things like Blood Chief's Thirst, potentially a Cling, Saw It Coming, Behold the Multiverse, Extinction Event. I always like the other Shark Typhoon. Ugin at the top end isn't bad, and then Erebos Intervention isn't bad as well. So a lot of these things we can move in here to be more efficient. you're most likely going to drop your Disdainful Strokes. You're also most likely going to look at removing some of the negates because you're not going to get as much value on that. You're better off having a Sod coming to counter, you know, either a creature or something else. Midnight Clock you don't need as much either, so those are easy ones to sideboard out. And then the rest that's pretty steady at the top end. So those are the areas that I would look to cut. Again, some of the things that you can move in there. And then when we move into the mid-range, these are kind of bridge decks like the Gruul Adventures deck that we talked about. You can include Wet Gruul in there if you wanted to as well. Also the Naya Adventures one. Now those are more creature based. So then we got to take a look at the kind of the tweener decks there, which are going to be the sacrifice decks. That could be Jund or Rakdos. And then as we move further in that mid-range space, these are going to be decks like the traditional Rakdos Escape for you in terms of how you want to line up in that particular space. So the more creature-based stuff, you'll go with that same kind of mentality for the aggro, but then as you move into this other portion of play, you really want to start to tee up things like additional clings in case you have to worry about getting stuff out of their graveyard. That's going to be the biggest piece here. Additionally, you might want to consider Erebos' Intervention, where you can exile up to twice X cards from graveyards at instant speed, which is pretty important here. Again, a nice other out from that space. And then obviously things that have direct kill or enchantment base or something like that where you need to counter. Now we're going to begin to look at the Duress, the Disdainful Strokes, the Sot Cummings, Behold the Multiverse again, Gravenlore, Shark Typhoon, Ugin at the top, and the Erebos is, like we said. What I would look to move out, Midnight Clock's not a bad one to keep here, but more of the direct kill spells, Eliminate, Heartless Act, that's 8 cards right there that you might not need. Fits nicely here. Additionally, Shadow's Verdict, depending on what they're playing, a good opportunity to remove things out of that graveyard though, so keep that in mind. And then you can take into consideration Soul Shatter, but this is really good against those planeswalkers that you might run into, like a Valkyrie or something like that, which can happen. So then as we move into and out of the mid-range in the late game, we got, again, some bridge decks like the Ultimatum deck, Sultai, Temur, what name it, you have it. Additionally, we may start to consider in that mid-range to late game the Temur Turns deck. Also other things to keep an eye on, where the is it in that one, more spell-based or creature-based, so just depending on how you want to line up there. Also for late game, these are Doom decks, these are other Yorion decks, this is a mirror match, those kinds of things as well to pay attention to. Obviously Azorius Control I've seen too. So there we're really going to kind of go with that other split on the more non-creature based decks. You're going to flip in things like Cling to Dust depending on what they're running, Duress, Disdainful Stroke, Sod Coming, Behold the Multiverse, Gravenlore, Shark, Ugin, and again potentially Erebos' Intervention. My focus again would be in this space, these 8 here, and then depending on Shadow's Verdict might not be good here anymore, so you got a lot of space to kind of move things around. Soul Shatter is not a bad one as well. So at a high level, my friends, that's how I would line up this deck in terms of sideboarding for best of 3. We talked about in terms of aggro the mid-range, the late game. We also talked about the strategy and objective of this deck. It is a little bit longer in terms of that play cycle, but you got to really lock things down, and just a huge shift obviously from a lot of the aggro stuff we've been seeing recently. So with that, let's go ahead and hop into some competitive Magic here. I'm looking forward to playing this for you today. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So something a little bit different. We did the mono green Stompy deck here yesterday. You guys can check that one out. That was the #1 deck by Rumpty, who just hit it for March here. So very, very exciting. But today we're focused on Aeneas's deck here, and pretty excited to be playing a nice, lovely and competitive Dimir Yorion control deck. So Wise is Good is up first. This will be interesting to see how this plays in best of 1. I think certainly there's going to be opportunities. This is a bad start for us. It might not be that bad though, because we do got Maze Mine and we can drop a Jawari. We're missing a... But if we get 1 or 2, we're going to be locked down in best of 1 against creature-based deck. I'm going to take the risk because we can constantly drop Maze Mine Tomb. We'll get some life back with that, which is pretty important as well. So we'll stick with it and we'll try it. Little risky, but I think we might be okay because we're on the play. So, ooh, here we go. Now it's certainly going to be interesting. So I'm going to look because we need that land. We don't want that now. Go into full control because we need to look. Well, actually, we're not really going to cast anything anyway. We could cast Negate. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take a draw. Ooh. Painful. Now, we could have lined that up a little bit differently. We could have played it a little bit slower. And that probably would have been the right play. We'll take it though. They were not happy with that. Look at that. We played aggressive. We got it. We'll take the win for best of one. We didn't see a good handed deck. They thought we were playing mono blue, but we'll play it. They didn't like it. But obviously, I don't think that was a good matchup for them anyway. So we will go ahead into our next best of one lineup, my friends. Now, what I did miss to say, as always, huge thank you. Appreciate your support, my friends. Feel free to subscribe down there. As we play Moria Dracul here, feel free to like the deck, or sorry, like the video if you guys enjoy it. A great way to support down below in the details and connect. So what do we got going on? All right, late game deck. Perfect. We'll keep this. I like it. We got a lot of options here. We'll start with this guy. We'll go from there. Hello, my friend. Ooh, Sultai. Let's go from there. What do we want to keep? We go black, I think. We will counter. We will counter it. Now, we could have moved Yorion over, but that's all right. We'll wait. We'll be patient this game. We'll counter that. Don't need them looking at my hand. We'll pop that guy over. And we'll wait. That thing's gone. What do we do? I will counter it. I don't know if we're gonna get away with this, but we'll try it. I will take this. I will take all the rest of that at the back. Ooh, my buddy. So I missed that out, actually. So I didn't have the lands all the way over. Crawling Barrens is going to be a big piece for this deck here, which is really, really nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually going to play it now. Now, if they have the binding, yep, that's what I was going to say, is going to be a problem for us. That is okay. That is okay. It makes me sad, but it's okay. We'll work through it. Now, maybe it would have made sense to wait. Get rid of that. We'll draw another one of those. I'm okay with that. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We can hit this for 5. Now, here's why I did that. I don't have a good counter for Ultimatum, which is going to happen here. Ooh. Epiphany did. Jawari wouldn't have worked for me, but I can use Shadow's Verdict to get these things off the board, which is good. So we'll keep going. I'll grab a blue. We'll just play that. Not enough. Probably should have waited. That would have worked better. That's okay. We'll go from there. We knew it was an Ultimatum deck, so just playing a little fast. That's okay. Moria Dracul. What do I want them to have is the question. I think we drop this. I'm okay with that. Oh, I got my cling. Good news is I got my cling back now. Now we have to be careful. I don't want them to snag my barons here. Do I thin that? I'll try it. Probably have enough for a second ultimatum here though, but we do have Jawaris. What should we get rid of? Let's do that. Let's draw a card. We'll dump this. Five, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's kick that. There we go. We can let it drop. Let's do this. Clear it, hopefully. There we go. Oh, not enough mana still. Ah, it's still good. Have to block here. If they kill it, they got it. Which they probably got it. There it is. We just, our eliminates did not help us here. We did not have enough control, unfortunately. Good match. So something I would consider in this deck is maybe the slips, but they weren't going to help us late game. Something that might be worthy of a mirror match, though, for best of 3. So just some considerations there. All right, on to our third and final match here, my friends, for best of 1. Not bad, though. 1-1. We did get a nice kind of throw me there for the first match, but that was a good matchup with against Sultai Ultimatum. I would actually generally say that Dimir control deck should be favored. but more so in the best of 3 realm. We'll keep this. We didn't hit enough of the pure counterspell magic stuff that we needed. We had Disdainful Strokes, we have all these other things. We just never really got it going, which is too bad. I'm gonna look because it's mono red. Bury that. I'm gonna flip that one up here. Because if we can get to our buddy, it's gonna wipe the board. We're gonna be looking pretty good. That's okay. There we go. That's what we needed. Not gonna be lethal. We have a counter if they go that path. Oh, come on. Try and activate Faceless. It's not gonna work. Keep that one. Well, I get a draw first, so we gotta do that. Actually, we'll stack like this. We'll take the cling. All right, so we have a couple things here. So Midnight Clock is too much right now, so we do this, and we play this. Now we still have a Curling Barons. Ooh. Grab that life for now. Now we can use our field to hit the Faceless if we need to. All right, so let's look. Don't know if we're gonna have enough to hold up here. We'll try it though. So I did that to keep the midnight clock alive for two things here. Problem is, if they cleave me, they have a negate. So that's the real issue here. And they'll get away with it too. Yeah, it didn't matter. Good game, Dr. Aladdin. All right, we'll go on to the next one. So unfortunately, close in best of one, we did not hit any of the responses that we need against an aggro deck. It's funny, against the control deck, we hit the aggro stuff, and against the aggro deck, we hit the control stuff. So just unfortunate there. That is kind of what happens with an 80 card deck, but good matchups nonetheless. I certainly think there's a sweet spot with this deck. So let's go ahead now and move into our best of 3 match here today with our top 1000 Dimir control deck. Again, yesterday we did the mono green stompy deck. So let's go ahead here and play our best of 3 match. So for those of you to kind of recap, best of 1, we went 1 and 2. We did get a nice kind of gimme on the win. In terms of what we played, we didn't align well against what we had on the board. We did have some chances, but just did not quite overall get us to where we needed to be. Looks like we're going to play a Sultai, probably Yorion deck, most likely a emergent deck. So this is dead. This is good. This is good. We'll keep these. We don't have the right color schema here, but I think I'm debating if we go on the black, but we don't need eliminates against this deck. So it would save us a Jawari. Yeah, there we go. We're okay there anyway. We'll save that for now. We'll keep the 2 for the Jawari and the negate. Ooh, here we go. Not what we were expecting. So that makes things interesting. SAT Yorion. Now, as always, Planeswalkers, truly appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You guys can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch to stay up to date on current content like this. I do live streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays right now, roughly 8 to 10, 9 to 11 Central in that time. So let's see here. What are we going to hit? SAT. What are you going to do, my friend? That's aggressive. Too bad I can't flip this over here. So now I'm going to do this because I need to keep some value. This might be the 4-color Doom deck by our buddy Mangu. That I have to let hit. Don't want to counter that right now. Probably could have. Feel like there's something else there though. That's why. That's why I didn't counter it. Could be wrong. We'll find out. Oh, looks like I was wrong again. That's okay. We can drop. Do this. Let's see what happens, my friends. SAT, what are you gonna do? Sat. Let's go dig. Oh. Oh. Oh, we're off by 1. That's too bad. Just look at the value. Alright, we'll drop that instead of digging. We're slightly open right now, so we just have to be careful and cognizant of that. Yeah, I think this is a 4-color control deck, or Doom deck by Mangu. Alright. Makes sense. We're gonna take that thing off the board. Gonna go look. Don't need that, don't need that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to keep this alive. We got 2 black sources there, though. 2 greens. Ooh, main deck Yorion. That is a problem. Is a problem. We'll see if we can get this guy on the board. I'll pop the bird back if we can.
There is little as exquisite as the artistry of torment.
Binding the old gods will hurt us.
Your heroics are but a dream to me.
If we can get some of our 2/3s on and moving, I think we'll be okay. But this runs, I think it runs 4 Yorions, so we've got 2 to go. And we don't have mana open, which is what we need. Oh, control, 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 control.
Terror lurks among us.
I'll leave it open. I'll leave it open. Because I got the Crawling Barrens, so that's going to be a big one here. And I still have my counter available. Miria's call in the top end. So now we know what the game plan is. So this is the 4-color Mangu deck that came out of the Kaldheim weekend. That's a big play there. Alright, we're going to start doing damage as fast as we can. We can clear the board of angels, of whatever, with Shadow's Verdict here. So we just got to get enough in. I didn't see any direct kill spells. Four, these are all gone. So I'll take everything but binding the old gods. The Dance with the Mance is in the house. Let's see if we can come back. We had like 22, we're at 25. Plenty of time. We need to start using the Castle Vantris too, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can make a giant shark. I'm gonna do this. Whew. Let's see here. 1, 2. It's got 2 more. Ooh, bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Oh, shoot. Oh, they had one. They had an eliminate. That's pretty good. All right, we got to go into full control because I got to start looking on the upkeep with my Vantress here. Ooh, both those are big. We'll keep that. There we go. Ooh, nice. Nice. We pulled through. So, very big here. We need to add Ereboses. I'm going to add the Ugin on the top end. We want the Duresses. We need the Clings. We'll take the Shark. We'll take Raven. We'll take that, and that. What do I get rid of? Eliminates are gone because they're not good. I still like everything else. Extinction Event. Shadow's Verdict helps on some of those things. We saw that. I'm gonna get rid of Extinction Event. I still like Shadow's Verdict as that out on the top end. These we need. Into the Royals, not as good. 5 more. What do we got for lands? 32. Plus the Jawaris. I like the straps. Maybe we drop a couple of Heartless Axe. Real risky though. Real risky, but That does hit the Yorions. We get the sack with this, though. I think if we play the hard control line, really hard control line, I think we'll be okay. I like that idea. All right. We're going to try that. It's an interesting matchup for us here. Like it. Let's see if we can turn it around here. Close this match out. I'm okay with this. Now we just need some lands. If we get the lands, we'll be alright. There we go. Alright, so we go to 2. We wait. We're gonna be patient. Be patient. That allows us to play Negate or Omen. We got plenty of counters for right now. Keep that one. Ooh. Keeping the negate open. That's what I'm doing. Alright, I'm okay with that. We're gonna go here, and then we go here. So we can counter everything now. If we need to. Ooh, what do we want? Dance the Manse? Binding the Old Gods is more of a pain in the butt. I think we get rid of this. I can still counter the other one too, so I'm okay with that. Green, green. There we go. They got a top deck something playable at this point. If Yorion hits, I'm okay with that. There we go. We did it. We crushed it. Oh, felt so good in best of 3, my friends. We sideboarded nicely for the 4-color Yorion Doom deck. Again, that was one of Mengu's decks. So pretty excited to see it when I'm actually planning to run it. So you guys got to see it. But with that, Planeswalkers, let's go ahead here and drill into today's deck. Again, this was the top 1,000 deck by our friend Aeneas. Congratulations, Aeneas, on this. Really enjoyed it. So again, what I missed earlier, oh boy, it's not going over. Let's there it goes. What I missed earlier was calling out this here. The other consideration I would actually throw in is the Faceless, and only reason why is it dodges some of the stuff that Crawling Barrens might not, and vice versa. Just another opportunity. I do love the Field of Ruin main board. I love the Fabled Passage on the Thinning, Castle Vantress as well in there. You could even add some more of those, but really like this. The other thought would be a Modal Land, just for the draw outs as well, would be another consideration I'd have. But really like the deck. Super fun. My kind of control. We saw that I slowed down there. Outside the best one for best of 3, we played some good Magic, we played some strong Magic, we played the lines, and we did it well. So overall, my friends, with this deck here, best of 1, we went 1 and 2. We did get that kind of, our opponent's frustration there, capitalized on it, and took the win. The other 2 we got flipped on. The aggro deck we had control, and the control deck we had aggro responses. So just bad lineups there, but it happens. Overall, it's certainly positioned in the meta to be in a nice kind of early game, late game, depending on obviously how you hit and run. I would say right now, probably tier 2 deck, somewhere in the middle. And then for best of 3, probably, we saw a very strong result against a 4-color Doom deck, Yorion Doom deck, Dance the Mance, lots of things going on in that one. Really like the Raven's Lord thing. I've said that before. We played it well, we played it great. That is a newer deck. So again, kind of similar. We'll see where things go. Dimir control definitely has some legs, I think, potentially. Dimir was very strong in Zendikar's Rising, so I think a lot of people forget that. I don't think it necessarily got worse, right? I think it did get strengthened with some of these things. So we'll see as the meta continues to evolve. I would kind of say similar story here for the meta with this deck, probably around middle tier 2 for now. We'll see how things shake up. Can you beat those aggro decks? Absolutely. Do you have the sideboarding for it? Absolutely. Best 3 is a little bit different story. So we'll see as things continue to evolve here. Stay close to this one. I like it. Well, with that, Planeswalkers, as always, just a huge thank you. Truly, I really appreciate your support. I appreciate doing these daily videos for you too, and the meta stuff that we're doing now too. So feel free to subscribe down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this, Planeswalkers top decks, weekly meta stuff, tier lists, you name it, you got it. Stay tuned. Lots of things. You've got questions or comments, let me know down below. Feel free to hop in the Discord server, and always appreciate all the additional contributions and support, you guys. Different ways to support down below in the details. So again, thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I certainly had a lot of fun. Aeneas, congrats. Like I said, feel free to check out their more detailed sideboard guide. I'll make sure to link to them in Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on there, you'll see I always call these guys out. So with that, we'll see you again soon, Planeswalkers. Stay tuned. I'm off to do some Twitch today, so take care.